light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up, go dumb, go stupid, yeah, we undefeated, sucker free, we got the seats heated, let's face it, you bout to get a beat down, less talking, let's take it to the streets now, ain't gonna be no rematch, why you wanna fight, touchdown on sight, yeah, turn off the light, oh, turn off the light, let's get it poppin', go dumb. When you see me moving, bodies dropping. Move some. I'm about to go sick. Call Earl. I'm turning up like E40, not your average girl. I'm turning up. We can rock like Rocky. Make you tap it. Ghost ride the whip. Look at my drip. This ain't a copy. We got a night if you wanna throw hands. When they see me fight, they wanna throw bands. Go dumb, go stupid. Yeah, we undefeated. Sucker free, we got the seats heated. Light 'em up in the ring. Light 'em up. Shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up. Light 'em up in the ring. Light 'em up. Shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up.
It's time for the main event. It's the Shoe Shot.
¿Qué onda, vatos locos? Damas y caballeros, it's your boy Dave in the 702 coming back at you for that Monday boxing sports recap known as the Shoe Shine. Joining me all the way from the city of brotherly love, 3-0, Philly Irish, Drew Evil. ¿Qué pasa?
Just can't. It just. Nobody can take us down. If you have us down by a lot, the lead is not safe. Because you wake up somebody that is a MVP. You wake up a bad man. You wake up, in my opinion, the best fucking quarterback in the league.
Well, already with the F-bombs. Already with the F-bombs. I know you're excited.
I'm going to tell you why he's the best quarterback in the league.
You about Jalen Hurts?
Why, Dave?
Tell me why.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why. Because when it matters most, when the game matters most, when it's the game with the most pressure, who would you not rather have as your starting quarterback, Dave? Jalen Hurts.
I got my quarterback, Drew. I'm sitting on the NFC, top of the NFC West. Let's get to some football boxing news really quick. Shout out to Terrence Bud Crawford, the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. He gets his parade, per se, Drew. Huge fan, obviously, of the Nebraska college football team, Drew. They did some amazing stuff. They had him on the billboard. He walked out on Saturday. They just showed him so much love. The new undisputed king of the super middleweight division coming out with a full packed house in Nebraska. Speaking of the 49ers and Nebraska, Drew, obviously we got to talk about the Niners had a nail biter of a game to beat the Cardinals, who were also undefeated, 2-0. Some very serious injuries to talk about. All right. But did you know that the 49ers activated their practice squad quarterback in anticipation of something happening to Mac Jones? And something did happen. Everybody got hurt. Everybody's hurt. There was one guy on the Cardinals, the running back, Connors, he was running game on the Niners. And they snapped his ankle. I mean, it's season injury. It's a season-ending type injury. It could be really bad for him. Of course, Nick Bosa, guys, obviously 49er top player. Nick Bosa tore his ACL. It's official now. This is a season-ending type injury. I'm reading that the 49ers took out a massive insurance policy to hedge the salary. So they have insurance on him. The question is now, who can the Niners trade for in a pinch? Because they need a top-level player, and they're talking about quite a few guys that are being circulated about who the Niners could potentially get, but it could cost them next year during the salary cap issue. But that insurance policy might be something. Let me get back to the Nebraska story because I did not give props to him, but this kid is really interesting. I believe his name is Adrian Martinez. He's actually only played preseason football. He won the title for the UFL. He came out undrafted. I believe he played for the Jets on their practice squad and whatnot. Adrian Martinez, Fresno, California, could be the quarterback this weekend. As I'm reading 49ers injury report, Mac Jones is questionable. He really effed up his knee as well. He came out and played with a brace. It says here that Mac Jones is questionable. Brock Purdy is still listed as out. He will be practicing Wednesday, Drew, but we could end up with this kid from Fresno, Adrian Martinez. Look, the Niners have a brand new kicker. We got rid of Moody. We have a Nicaraguan kid, from Nicaragua on the team, doing fairly well, only missed one kick. Everything else he's done. We could be having a Latino quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers this Sunday, who's never played a full regular season game in the NFL. But like I said, for what it counts, he did win the UFL championship. And he is a Fresno kid. He is a California kid. Chug it. Shout out to 702 Man Cave, AC Walker. Let's get everybody in here. Let's let people know. Monday nights, people are like, where's the boxing talk? Because practically, well, I don't want to say nothing happened, Drew, but did you catch the fights this weekend? Gabriela Fundora, the undisputed 112-pound champion, defended her titles in California, Fantasy Springs. And on the undercard, the main event was Collazo, minimum weight champion Golden Boy who's trying to become the first undisputed Puerto Rican fighter.
I'm sorry, but it was like a couple of bad stoppages.
The main event everybody's talking about, that was a bad stoppage against Filipino Vason.
I thought it was a bad stoppage for the Gabriela Fundora fight. The girl was still fighting. Why are you stopping her from fighting?
She got hard. Kubiki.
That was bullshit. Why'd you stop her from fighting? She wasn't hurt.
She was trying to make adjustments. She was listening to her dad. I gotta say, as a last-minute replacement, she talked a lot of game in the pre-fight press conferences. But as a last-minute replacement, I thought she showed tremendous heart and grit. There's just so much you can overcome. Like, look at the reach on Gabriela Fundora. Like, overcoming that distance, height. She probably never faced anybody that looked like that in the ring. It's hard to conceive that Gabriela Fundora has any challenges at 112 pounds. I've interviewed her. She stands about 5'9".
Yeah,
I say it's time to move up to 115. And even there.
I think she needs to move up more. I think she's being a weight bully in these weight classes. She's doing what her brother's doing, being a weight bully.
Does she want to try to unify belts at 115? Does she want to win a strap? Does she want to do what other great female fighters have done, like Amanda Serrano, who's gone up in weight classes, each by each weight class? Does she want to do that? Like, if she's going to wipe out 115, there is one girl at 118. She's the Australian champion who just beat Christine Lopez's fighter for the world title. I think she's a pretty good threat at 118.
Shanika Johnson?
Yeah, not Sugar Nunez, Sugar Johnson, right? What's her first name?
Shanika,
Australian girl. Yeah, who just won that other title from Slim Goody which is Christine Lopez. Shout out to her.
Christy Metcalf.
Exactly, Metcalf. I'm bad with names, guys. I'm sorry about that, but she's a great person, and she did win a world title at 40, which just tells you, guys, never give up on your dreams. Anything is possible if you work your ass off. But I think that's the only challenge for Gabriela Fundora, is she's got to go all the way up to 118 before there's somebody that could honestly give her a real challenge. And people are starting to say, like, what happens when she moves up to, like, a featherweight or 130 pounds? There's so much more talent up there. That's a lot of weight to gain all at once. She is a very thin girl at the moment, but obviously, I don't think she's going to get beat by anybody anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, she's doing more than Carissa Shields, so anybody in women's boxing does more than Carissa Shields.
Yeah, and then you mentioned in the main event, Collazo. He fought Filipinos Jason Vason. Collazo is trying to become the first Puerto Rican athlete that is undisputed. That was a bad stoppage. I thought that was another bad. Like, the first one, I didn't really complain about. I didn't think she was going to win. She hadn't won a single round. But this one, I thought that this one should, because it was a title fight and there was two belts on the line, WBO, WBA belt, that they should have let it go on to its natural conclusion, and especially in championship fights. Not that Gabriela's wasn't a championship fight, but you didn't like the stoppage either, right, Drew?
I didn't like the stop at Azores. I don't know what the hell the trainer's problem is. I immediately would have filed the trainer right there. I say, yo, I'm not paying you because you fucking stopped a fight that I was clearly in. And everything. Like, that's what I would have. If it was me, I was clearly in a fight and you just stopped it for no good reason, I would pay you. You don't deserve to get paid. You screwed me.
Yeah.
I'd countersue.
And it remains to be seen if he'll be able to collect all these titles, but that would be quite a remarkable accomplishment. No other Puerto Rican fighter has yet to become undisputed and join that list of people who've achieved greatness in the modern day 4-belt era. Speaking of Puerto Ricans, Drew, I made this announcement on the last show that Giovanni Santillán of San Diego, shout out to all the San Diego Charger fans, Los Angeles Charger fans, an incredible game where they came back. But anyhow, Giovanni Santillán, welterweight contender who lost to a vicious loss to Brian Norman Jr., who is now the welterweight champion, WBO welterweight champion. Santillán was a solid guy. He was undisputed up until then. They were thinking about Xander Zayas doing an in-house fight, defending his title in Puerto Rico against Giovanni Santillán of San Diego. And Drew, Xander Zayas doesn't want anything to do with that. He said, I don't want to fight a guy from 147, man. I know people take soft touches on their first title defense, but I'm not interested in that. The thing is here, I'm not sold on this. This is big news, guys, because Terrence Crawford, going back to Terrence Crawford, Zayas went to an MVP Jake Paul fight to get in the ring. He wants to fight this gentleman, Abbas Baru, African fighter out of Germany, Drew. He just beat Yoenis Tellez recently. This was the fight where he beat Tellez, who's a pretty more well-known American ranked fighter, at least in the States. Xander showed up because Terrence Crawford is now the undisputed champion. He went into that fight against Canelo still being the WBA super welterweight, 154-pound champion. Terrence Crawford has now been stripped of that title. And Abbas Baru, who I'm going to be honest, I didn't even see this fight with Tellez. He won the interim title. He is now the new email WBA full champion. And that's who Xander wants to fight. I think it's incredibly smart. He's got one loss. Let's do it. He wants to become a unified champion, have two of the belts, which would give him incredible leverage to set up a fight eventually with Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian Fundora did not like that fight. He didn't make an honest effort, in my opinion, to fight Xander Zayas. Or potentially use those two belts as a way to negotiate an even better payday against Virgil Ortiz, who that fight, remember, also he said, I'm down to fight you. And Virgil Ortiz said, I got a lot of other people I sent that offer to. Now Virgil Ortiz wants to fight him. If Xander collects a second belt, what do you think, Drew? What kind of money are we talking about?
Well, here's the thing. Number one, Xander has the leverage even with one belt because he's a champion. The worst thing that Virgil could want is to be named a mandatory challenger, which you guys negotiate. Xander is the A side, and it goes to where Xander wants to fight at. And if you guys can't come up with agreement, it goes to post bid. Most likely, Top Rank will win the post bid, and they have control of everything. If they say you're fighting in Puerto Rico, you fight in Puerto Rico, or you're gonna. It makes you look out there that you gotta make the decision: are you gonna take the fight or are you gonna duck? So it puts a lot of pressure on them. And Oscar, Oscar's trying to say, you need to do this. No. Oscar did that because he knows he don't have a leverage in this fight. He have no leverage in negotiations now. So that's how you got to look at it with Oscar. Oscar's trying to play the show-off card and everything, but he knows his side. His side, Virgil's side, don't have no leverage in this negotiation now because Xander's a champion now. So that's how I see it, but him getting another belt, it makes him a lot more difficult for Virgil Roger Minor was always just cave in to the demands. Say, yo, you're fighting Puerto. If you want me, fight me. You gotta fight me in Puerto Rico. You gonna fight me in Puerto Rico or New York, or that's it, or you're not fighting me.
Yeah, and today, in case you guys missed it, I put it up on the thumbnail. You know, generally this stuff gets tons and tons of social media clicks. Was the actual first press conference for this fantasy matchup? It's literally going to be an exhibition between Jake Paul and Tank Davis. Now, I'm going to see tomorrow if there was, a huge interest, Drew, because usually like YouTube and all the social media, this gets a lot of clicks. All right, this is a quote from Davis here. Jake Paul has been a cherry picking in the sport of boxing for a while now, but he picked the wrong opponent this time. He better start losing some weight, chasing some chickens, and pray that helps him on fight night. All right, and it's going to be on Netflix, Drew. It was actually today, and I tried to watch the extended highlights of it. Wile E. Coyote, yeah, Tank versus Paul is just silly stupid. I couldn't get through it, Drew. I mean, Gervonta Tank Davis didn't even know what weight he actually, the guy who runs the promotion companies for MVP got on stage there and he kept correcting him. It's 195 catch weight. He's only 5'6". Is it 195? That's insanity. Jake Paul doesn't want to even come back down to 190. He gets everything in his favor. He looked like he could give a rat's ass about being on that press conference stage with Jake Paul. It was mainly Jake Paul. There was zero buzz. It is what it is. The fight got moved from Atlanta to Florida because the Georgia State Athletic Commission refused to sanction it. They said, we want nothing to do with this. This is a circus. This isn't a real fight. We won't sanction it as a real fight. So off they go to Florida, to Miami, where they hope to probably, entice all the celebrities, Gen Z celebrities, social media celebrities, and everybody who's looking for a wild weekend in Miami, I guess, Drew. 195 pounds. Yeah, it's for Tank Davis. I mean, he said he's going to have fun, and that's the fun in this training camp. But that's the extent of newsworthiness this press conference was. It's absolutely a horrible schedule for boxing. In the next few weeks, we have this post Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford, hangover in the sport of boxing. And that reminds me, what's going to happen when, Canelo's got 1 foot out the door, 2 fights left. He can't beat a smaller, older fighter. You and I were on the phone today. I don't think he beats Shiraz. I don't think he beats a Shiraz. I think it's going to be an embarrassing loss to a much taller, younger fighter. Now, in his heyday, he beat tall guys, but today?
I think this ends similar to the Bivol fight.
It could. There's a lot of things where it's time to accept that Canelo's on the back nine. And that's why I've been saying on these past few shows that the void right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the void that it's going to leave, not having somebody actually be the face of boxing that can sell out stadiums on 2 of the major fight holidays that are ingrained in our culture here, fight culture, Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day. Floyd Mayweather, when he was the face of boxing, he always had to find somebody that was Mexican to fight. You know what I mean? And he had to build that story up. Even if we knew that Mexican fighter didn't have a chance, he knew how to build it up and get Mexicans. And he really knew how to get Mexicans and Mexican Americans to come to Vegas to be like, yes, we're going to finally have somebody beat his ass. We're going to finally have, he's going to be the one to beat Floyd, this Mexican fighter. Although it never happened, aside from the Castillo fight where I thought Castillo may have won. I don't know who's going to fill in those shoes, Drew, because I don't think David Benavidez has all the people behind him necessary to thrust him onto that commercial level success internationally. They're trying.
I think his dad is messing that up for him. I think his dad needs to know when to shut up.
David Benavidez is quite tall. He weighed as much as 240 pounds as a teenager, Drew. I'm thinking, he is kind of likable in interviews. He does have a sordid past. He had a run-in with having his titles taken away because of drug use. But now he's a family guy. If he can wipe out that, light heavyweight division, something your guy did, B-Hop, shout out to B-Hop. He was able to do those kind of accomplishments. And then Roy Jones went from light heavyweight to heavyweight. I mean, David Benavidez has a chance to be that type of fighter, but I don't think he'll have that luster like Canelo did, because he really could probably beat an injured Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol is coming off major surgery. Beterbiev is aging out quickly, in my opinion. That leaves him with a good chance of taking some crowns in that division. Going to cruiserweight. Maybe he takes on Jairo Pataya and wins that title, the only title that matters at cruiserweight, or a smaller one, Zurdo Ramirez. That would be fantastic too. Then on his way to heavyweight, like I said, he's weighed as much as 240 pounds as a adolescent. He's got the height. He's got the height. Good to see you, Darius. I appreciate you. Good to see everybody. Let's share this show. Let's get some more people. It's a slow Monday night. Slow day for boxing news, but we're going to transition and talk about some interesting football stuff, see how the football picks went. Drew.
Oh, Lions just beat the Ravens.
All right, well, now we have it. Yeah, I hope so. Listen, Wiley, that is a big contract, and he's already lost unexpectedly. I don't think he believed he was going to lose to Terrence Crawford. And one of those things that has been a thorn in the side of his career is the backlash that the fans have had for him not taking on David Benavidez already. And now he's going to wait until he's on the back nine, where it's kind of like karma. Remember Gennady Golovkin being 40 years old and Canelo saying, I'll fight him one more time? Of course he will. Now it's going to be kind of reversed, although Canelo's not 40 years old. He's getting up there in terms of how many fights he's been in, for sure, Drew. So anyways, the Ravens just beat... You said the Ravens beat the Lions?
No. Now the Lions beat the Ravens.
They came from behind? Who was leading the game?
The Lions.
All right. 38-30 is the final score. Ravens improved. They're 1-2 now, and Detroit Lions are 2-1. Damn. Let's look at these power rankings really quickly, guys. Boxing news. Let's wrap up the boxing news, actually, Drew. This weekend, Pro Box. Shout out to Lucas Cattell, Pro Box. Great commentary over there, Paulie Malignaggi. This weekend, speaking of light heavyweights, Najee Lopez will be the main event, Drew. I've been watching Najee. He's prepared Berlanga for a lot of fights. East Coast fighter. And he's being talked about, if he wins this fight, as a potential opponent to Artur Beterbiev. Speaking of Beterbiev, and this is really important. You watch this fight free on Saturday right here on Pro Box, guys, because Najee Lopez could end up becoming the opponent in the next Beterbiev fight. And Najee Lopez is he's on a crazy win streak, Drew. He's a very strong fighter. Very strong fighter. Kind of reminds me of the guy David Benavidez is going to fight, but much younger. Much younger.
God.
Much younger. Vikings whooped ass.
I look at it like this, Dave. I ever come to Vegas, why don't they have me and you be a play-by-play crew?
Man, wouldn't that be great? We all put on a little fight, even if it's little kids, and we do play-by-play analysis.
And we get paid. Get paid for that shit.
Power rankings. Number 3, Baltimore Ravens. Come on, man. This was listed this morning. Buffalo Bills, number 2. And a shout out to your team, Drew. Philadelphia Eagles ranked number 1 according to Bleacher Report.
Because we are the number 1 team.
This guy. Detroit Lions, number 7. Obviously, they're going to climb. They're going to crack that top 5. If not, in my opinion, probably be number 4 or 5. Los Angeles Rams lose. Let's talk about that loss, man. You guys blocked 2 kicks to get that win. It was a thrilling ending right before my game, the 49ers, started. The Rams, as of this morning, are number 8. Drew, I think they are going to be a thorn in the side of the San Francisco 49ers. Even if we get most of our players healthy, I think at the moment they're the more talented team. But they're still number 8, and the San Francisco 49ers are sitting on top of that division. In fact, I think the Niners are better than the Chiefs. And Chiefs, according to Bleacher Report, are number 9. And the 49ers, undefeated, are 10-0. Now, I'm not going to ignore all the massive injuries we have. We still have an easy schedule, though, Drew. Some of the games we both got wrong. We both got the Vikings winning. That was right. We both picked the Texans. The Texans, C.J. Stroud, Man, 0-3. Bad. We both picked the Chargers, and the Chargers came back in a thrilling finish. 5 games decided on Sunday at the last minute. It was incredible. Yeah, shout out to you, R. Bustamante. Unfortunately, we did lose Bosa for the entire season. It's now reported it's a full ACL, and the Niners are desperately looking to see who possibly would be available for a trade. There's a guy on the practice squad that Bosa, I'm not sure if it was Bosa, Drew, but he doesn't play. He's a defensive player, but he does not play the position that Bosa did. But Bosa, I think, nicknamed him the Mexican Hulk, or the team nicknamed him the Mexican Hulk. Kid is a beast. It's time they elevate him and see what other. I mean, Bosa was praising this kid. He had a fantastic preseason. He's on the practice squad. I don't know where he could fill in, but I mean, why are you wasting young talent like that, man? This guy showed up in preseason hard, the Mexican Hulk. How's the health of your team doing, Drew?
We still haven't heard enough about Lane Johnson, was left in the first quarter with a neck injury. So it probably was like a stinger or something, because he showed a pinched nerve because he was sitting on the sidelines just hanging out and everything. So hopefully he's all right. But if not, Fred Johnson played a hell of a game for us. So he's probably would start if Lane can't go, or right tackle. But I think we might have lost our second corner. Doris Jackson might not be playing. His backup, Jacquet Bennett, might not be playing, so it might go to Keely Wingo. Might be the number 2 corner. So see how that goes.
Yeah, there's some.
So we'll see.
There's been some great sports documentaries, guys. I still haven't finished watching America's Team, Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys, embarrassing loss. They now dropped to 28 on the power rankings this week. 28. I'm still watching that. A great series. And also, I just found out and added it that for boxing fans, Matchroom Boxing's Eddie Hearn has his own sports documentary. Everybody, Santiago Emilio, shout out to him. But shout out to him for not being in here. Where the are you? Santiago Emilio told me to watch it. He said that the Matchroom Boxing documentary is really good. I'm going to get started on watching that one too. Any surprises to you, Drew, this weekend? Like the Raiders fall to number 21 on the power rankings. It's just not what I thought. Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, and could they improve the Las Vegas Raiders?
Of course they could improve, but the problem is the best way how to build a team is in the trenches. Offensive line, defensive line. And right now, do they have a good enough offensive line to protect Geno and to make plays? No. So, they need to get more help on the offensive line, and plus that running game is gonna have to come alive for them to do anything. So I can't see the Raiders doing anything right now.
Well, Drew, the Jacksonville Jaguars, shout out to Johnny, wherever Johnny Savage is. Surprisingly, his team is, let's see here. They're not doing too, they won their game. I was watching the end of that game. Yeah, they're 2-1 now. The Jaguars, they're coming to San Francisco. They're coming to Santa Clara, California this weekend. Obviously, the 49ers are without their super powerhouse defensive player, Nick Bosa. We don't yet know the quarterback situation. They're a scrappy team, Drew. Could the 49ers, it's a little early for tailgate talk on Thursday, but Drew, I'm not liking these injuries and the unknown. Will Mac Jones be able to play? Brock Purdy's obviously not ready. Maybe they want another week, but these past 3 games were tough, man. These past 3 games for the Niners were tough.
And then your other wide receiver, Jennings, might not be able to play.
Yeah, Juwan Jennings.
I think I'm going to have to go and look at this game more because I might bet the Jaguars in this.
No, come on. You're going to lose like you did. You bet.
It's a sexy bet.
You bet the Cardinals. Cardinals.
And guess what? You guys won off a last-second field goal, and it held you in check the whole game.
Did you see? You saw the safety play. You saw that safety play, right? They now they've confirmed that the actual holding happened on the 4th yard line. That was not a safety. Nonetheless, the Niners did win by a point, by a field goal, but they didn't have to be put in that position. That wasn't a safety. They tried to cheat us, man. They gave Arizona 2 extra free points. Anyhow, I think the Niners are going to get by the Jaguars, but it's getting really bad here. This 4-0 is going to give us some cushion because obviously come Thursday, October 2nd, which is going to be, we'll probably want to move tailgate talk to Wednesday night that weekend. 49ers play the Rams, a much healthier team. And that could be where we end up losing that game, first game of the season, and then maybe tying the Rams for first place. The Rams win this weekend. Yeah. Darius says, I think the Niners beat the Jags. I agree, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. October 12th is another difficult game. Let's talk about the Buccaneers, man. Were you impressed by their play?
Yeah, but here's the issue with that. They kept the Jet. They played down to the competition with the Jets.
They did. I thought the Jets are going to win, and then I went back.
They should have.
Then I went and looked. Guys, I got our ledger here from the other week, last week, of me and Drew, and I was like, oh wait, I can't have the Jets win, but I was feeling happy for the Jets. I'm like, they're actually going to win. Not a good thing. Don't play down to the level of your competition. The Buccaneers did prevail. That could be a tough game. That's why I say these are very important. That we win against the Jaguars and give us a cushion, and then we may have a good opportunity when most of our stars come back mid-season, and they'll have to make some type of play to get a replacement for Boza. See where that's going to fall into. All right, Drew. Let's take a look here. Seahawks fall. Vikings are up. How are you feeling about the Chiefs? Are they finally getting over their 0-2 rut?
Nah, I'll look at it like this. They're the same as last year. They need their defense to win them games. And the thing about it is, I don't think that their defense is going to be able to win them games like that all the time. I think their defense is above average, but if you can do something against this Chiefs defense, you're in great shape. Because if you can score in this Chiefs defense, you're in great shape. Because the offense ain't working out. Like, I don't know if it's like if it's injuries, is it the lack of production at certain positions, like production in the one game. I think the one game should be a lot better than what it is now. I just don't see how you're going to win a game without mixing up your play calling to one pass and try to get your quarterback in the rhythm and everything. But at the same time, your personnel might just suck.
Yeah. Wiley says, I just saw that face-off. Again, it was so dumb. I actually have a quick video of that. Let's see if it'll play here. Look at this face-off. Came up from the garden with a topics complimentary. How I get this far, sometimes it's hard to put it simply. Things you don't even learn when you watch the doc. Man, that is embarrassing. I guess anything for a payday, huh, Drew? Anything for a payday.
Payday.
Now, these are some of my Twitter highlights here. This is really interesting. Dallas Cowboy fans, Emmitt Smith. I was talking about that documentary on Netflix, Jerry Jones. Drew, I had mentioned it last week that I wanted to go try Emmitt Smith's cheeseburger because it's a steakhouse, Emmitt's Steakhouse. And this is awful, bro. Look at this. Emmitt Smith's, just when I said I was going to go try that, I don't think I could zoom in. Maybe I can. Oh, maybe I can. This is embarrassing. Your landlord has changed the locks to your leased commercial premises due to your delinquent payment of rent. This lockout is authorized pursuant NRS, blah, blah, blah. Notice of pending lock change was mailed to you via certified mail. Return receipts. There's a whole staff, bro. Chefs, cooks, waiters, waitresses, hostess. $407,730.88. How embarrassing. They posted that. He's behind on rent nearly $500,000. When people say that Vegas, Vegas has been suffering all summer long. He just can't get people in here. His restaurant's effectively shut down, Drew. Crazy, right?
Well, look.
And I was going to go try, I'm telling you guys, I was going to go try his restaurant, Emmett Smith's. It's now shut down. Let's go back to this. That one play I was telling you about. There it is. There's the holding. Nowhere near the end zone. Nowhere near the end zone. All right. I got some other stuff here. Oh, this is very interesting if you're if you are a WWE fan. Brock Lesnar. I was actually telling we were talking about it. I was telling my wife, trying to tell this story, Drew. Brock Lesnar's daughter's outstanding collegiate athlete in her own right. I think she's wrestling collegiately and also doing track and field, like shot put. She looks like she's going to get engaged to a 49er. Drew Moss is a recent draft pick by the San Francisco 49ers. This was right here in I don't live there anymore, but Santa Clara, California this weekend. Brock Lesnar's daughter, Maya Lesnar, and NFL boyfriend, Drew Moss, celebrating their win over the Cardinals. She may very well be marrying a 49er. That's something interesting. Boxing news right here. This one is unbelievable. The drama for Adrian Broner continues, guys. I can't believe it. So since it's so slow, we might as well play it.
You'll get your money.
I don't know what's
Some
really
more.
going on. Right?
Did y'all order anything from me?
Yeah, bro. When everything we go. Yeah.
Hey, yo. Pay for this. I'll see you
I'm
tomorrow.
right here at the front door. Yeah.
He didn't even make that today.
Bro, I don't have that, bro. What are you talking about? You AB, bro.
Yeah, that's what he makes in 2 weeks, bro.
Right, he didn't make that in one night.
You make that in one night, Drew. Is he down he's down to making $2,200 a night?
I ain't did nothing to nobody.
You hear him? He's drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, like motherfuckers is getting free
I hear y'all go.
promotions.
Okay, he got some money. He don't even know what the tab is.
I want to take it back. What that is?
He thinks he's at the strip club?
True.
He got cash. He just wasn't trying to pay.
For money, man. They showed us some hospitality to the max.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable, bro. He was so drunk, he was trying to skip out on paying. And he was on this podcast with Cameron? That Cameron podcast just like a week ago. And they threw him off there and they said, well, hold up, let's somebody pay him anyways for showing up because he wouldn't stop hitting on the female co-host. It was that bad.
Here's the thing. I think Cameron, yeah, you did the right thing, get him out of here. But you talk shit about him when he left and everything. You say you brought him on here for entertainment and everything, knowing he was drunk and everything. So shame on Cameron. That's fucked up and everything for doing that shit. Instead of trying to get, hey, I want to go help this guy and everything. He's drunk, like he's not he's having a really bad luck and everything, and he needs to go to rehab or something, get his life together. And instead, you play to fuck him along and everything because he's not making no money. The way that he spent his money while he was making money, it was bound to happen. And unfortunately, it went to a post that you lost a lot of money doing this shit. So it sucks, but it's the reality of it.
Absolutely. I got some restaurant news here too. Boxing related. Zalil Big Bang Zang. Times Square, now the newest restaurateur, while Emmett Smith in Las Vegas, his restaurant was completely shuttered. Zhang opened his restaurant alongside a Michelin-rated chef. This restaurant's going to be called He's working alongside Peter Song, a celebrity chef with experience at several Michelin-starred restaurants, Three Kingdoms Barbecue in the heart of Times Square. Shout out to him, man. I really hope I can get to the East Coast, Drew, next year or whenever. You know, basically, I don't travel because my dog is sick, but eventually someday I'd like to go to New York City, maybe next year or whenever, you know, whenever it's going to happen. Anyways, and stop by Philadelphia too, man. So in case you were wondering, the exhibition, Drew, those are going to be 16-ounce gloves, if not 18-ounce, which I don't know where they make 18-ounce gloves, but they're going to be the biggest gloves that you can pad to protect Tank Davis.
They said 12-ounce gloves.
What size?
12-ounce.
12? I thought it was going to be 16 exhibition.
Nope. 12-ounce gloves.
Whatever it is, it's a shame. Yeah, really, guys, I appreciate you guys being here on a slow Monday night. I'd love to keep yapping. Drew's got to go to work tomorrow. We got Thursday night football. We're going to go through this ledger and see who was the winner of week 1. Invite everybody back. I think we're going to do it. Are you good Thursday, Drew, to do tailgate talk? You want to do it during Thursday night football? We'll let everybody know. Come and make your picks public here in the chat. We'll see. I think I'm going to try to start keeping tabs on who's got the most wins as a chat member. I think that'd be a fun way to get more people involved. I know Paul's not here when I do boxing talk, but Paul's usually pretty good with his picks. We'll go by that. Congratulations to everybody whose teams won this weekend. Drew, slow boxing week. Just remember, if you guys are interested on YouTube, Saturday night, you guys could watch this Pro Box card, because if Najee Lopez wins, he might be the guy to face not Dimitri Bivol, Beterbiev, guys. That's all I got, Drew. Any final thoughts on what happened in boxing or football this weekend?
No.
All right, guys. Until the next time, peace out.